Hello guys, welcome back to another country iceberg. Today we are going over the Sweden iceberg. Let's dive in. IKEA. IKEA is a Swedish-founded global furniture and home goods retailer known for its affordable, flat-pack self-assembly products. Founded in 1943 by Ingvar Kamprad, it grew from a mail-order business into one of the world's largest furniture chains. Its stores are designed as massive showrooms with a maze-like layout, encouraging customers to browse everything from sofas to kitchenware. Stockholm. Stockholm is the capital and largest city of Sweden, built across 14 islands connected by over 50 bridges. Founded in the 13th century, it grew into the political, economic, and cultural heart of the country. The city is known for its mix of medieval Old Town, royal palaces, and modern Scandinavian architecture. Sweden Gate. The Sweden Gate, or Sveriges Port, is a historic archway in Gamla stan, the old town of Stockholm. Built in the 17th century, it connects the Parliament House area with Österlånggatan, one of the oldest streets in the city. The gate was originally part of a private residence before being incorporated into the surrounding government district. Alfred Nobel. Alfred Nobel was a Swedish chemist, engineer, and inventor, best known for inventing dynamite. Born in Stockholm, he held over 350 patents during his lifetime and made significant contributions to explosives and industrial technology. Feeling remorse over the destructive uses of his inventions, he left most of his fortune to establish the Nobel Prizes, which reward achievements in peace, science, literature, and economics. ABBA. ABBA is a Swedish pop group formed in 1972, consisting of members Agneta Fältskog, Björn Ulvaeus, Benny Andersson, and Annie Frid Lyngstad. They became internationally famous after winning the Eurovision Song Contest in 1974 with Waterloo. Known for catchy melodies, elaborate harmonies, and flamboyant stage costumes, ABBA sold hundreds of millions of records worldwide. Gavlebocken. The Gavlebocken is a giant straw Yule goat erected annually in Gavle, Sweden since 1966. Standing about 13 meters tall, it is a traditional Christmas symbol inspired by Scandinavian folklore. The goat is famous worldwide because it is frequently targeted by vandals and often burned down shortly after being built. Gustav Vasa. Gustav Vasa was the king of Sweden from 1523 until his death, and is often called the father of modern Sweden. He led the Swedish War of Liberation against Danish rule, ending the Kalmar Union and establishing Sweden as an independent nation. Gustav Vasa centralized the government, strengthened the monarchy, and initiated the Protestant Reformation in Sweden by breaking with the Catholic Church. (1906) Flag ändring. The 1906 flag reform in Sweden was when the modern design of the Swedish flag was officially established. Before this, the Swedish flag often included variations, such as the Union mark with Norway. After the Union dissolved in 1905, Sweden decided to standardize its flag. The blue field with a yellow Scandinavian cross became the sole national flag on June 22, 1906. Olof Palme. Olof Palme was a Swedish social democratic politician who served as prime minister from 1969 to 1976 and again from 1982 until his assassination. He was known internationally for his outspoken positions on global issues, including opposition to apartheid, the Vietnam War, and nuclear weapons. At home, Palme expanded Sweden's welfare state and was a key figure in shaping modern Swedish social democracy. He was assassinated on a Stockholm street in 1986 by Christer Pettersson, a crime that shocked the nation and remained unsolved for decades, until Swedish prosecutors in 2020 named a likely suspect posthumously. Malmö. Malmö is Sweden's third largest city, located in the southern province of Skåne. Founded in the 13th century as a Danish settlement, it later became an important trading and industrial hub. Today, Malmö is known for its diverse population, modern architecture, like the turning torso skyscraper, and its strong emphasis on sustainability. The Great Northern Army. The Great Northern Army refers to the forces of Sweden during the Great Northern War, when Sweden under King Charles XII fought a coalition of Russia, Denmark, Norway, Poland-Lithuania, and later others. At the start of the war, Sweden's army was considered one of the most disciplined and effective in Europe, famous for its aggressive Karolian tactics, fast marches, strict discipline, and devastating shock attacks. The army won several early victories, such as at Narva in 1700, but suffered a crushing defeat at Poltava in 1709 against Russia, which marked the decline of Swedish great power status. Carl Linnaeus. Carl Linnaeus was a Swedish botanist, physician, and zoologist, best known as the father of modern taxonomy. He developed the binomial nomenclature system of naming species, giving each organism a two-part Latin name. His landmark work, Systema Naturae, classified plants, animals, and minerals into a structured hierarchy that became the foundation of modern biology. Linnaeus's methods revolutionized science, and his influence is still present in how we name and categorize living things today. Midsummer Crisis. The Midsummer Crisis took place in June 1941 during World War II, when Nazi Germany demanded that Sweden allow German troops to cross its territory to support the invasion of the Soviet Union. The request sparked heated debate in Sweden, as many feared it threatened the country's neutrality. After tense negotiations, the Swedish government reluctantly agreed, allowing German soldiers and supplies to pass by train. Catalina Affair. The Catalina Affair was a Cold War incident in June 1952 involving Sweden and the Soviet Union. A Swedish Air Force DC-3 reconnaissance plane was shot down by Soviet fighters over the Baltic Sea while monitoring Soviet activity, killing all 8 crew members. A subsequent search and rescue Catalina flying boat was also attacked by Soviet aircraft, though its crew survived. John Ausonius is a Swedish criminal, born in 1953. He became infamous in the early 1990s for a series of harshly treating immigrants in Stockholm, using a rifle with a scope, which earned him his nickname Laserman. Ausonius also committed bank robberies and was eventually captured in 1992. He was convicted of multiple murders, attempted murders, and other crimes.
Trollhättan.
Trollhättan is a small mountain and popular hiking area in Sweden, located in the province of Dalarna. Its name means the troll's hat, inspired by the rock formations at the summit that resemble a pointed hat. The area is known for scenic trails, panoramic views, and folklore legends about trolls, which are common in Swedish mythology. Vipeholm. Vipeholm was a state institution in Lund, Sweden, originally established in the 1930s as a hospital for people with intellectual disabilities. It became infamous for the Vipeholm experiments carried out in the 1940s and 1950s, when patients were fed large amounts of sticky, sugary foods without their consent to study the development of dental cavities. The research produced valuable scientific data on tooth decay, but is now regarded as a major ethical violation, since vulnerable patients were exploited. Korpela movement. The Korpela movement was a radical religious sect in northern Sweden, active mainly in Tornedalen during the 1930s. It began as a Lestadian revivalist offshoot led by preacher Toivo Korpela, who was later expelled from the movement but left behind a group of zealous followers. The sect became notorious for its ecstatic gatherings, where members engaged in trances, prophecies, and sometimes wild rituals, including drinking, sexual acts, and the idea that a miracle airplane would come to carry them to salvation. Gothenburg Fire. On the night of October 29, 1998, a fire broke out at a disco party held in an old warehouse in Gothenburg, where more than 370 young people, mostly teenagers and many from immigrant families, were gathered. The blaze spread rapidly, and 63 people were killed while over 200 were injured, making it the worst fire in Sweden since the 1940s. Investigations later revealed it was an act of arson, and several young men were convicted. U-137. U-137 was a Soviet Whiskey-class submarine that ran aground in Swedish territorial waters near Karlskrona on October 27, 1981. The incident, often called Whiskey on the Rocks, sparked a major Cold War crisis between Sweden and the USSR. The submarine, armed with nuclear torpedoes, became stranded deep inside a restricted Swedish naval zone, raising suspicions of Soviet espionage. ÖoB, short for Överskottsbolaget, is a Swedish discount retail chain known for selling a wide range of low-priced goods, including household items, groceries, cleaning supplies, and seasonal products. It was founded in 1977 and has grown into one of Sweden's most popular budget shopping destinations. The company's business model focuses on buying surplus or overstocked goods at low prices and passing the savings on to customers. Drottninggatan. Drottninggatan is one of the main pedestrian shopping streets in central Stockholm. It stretches from Observatoria London in the north down to Riksbron near the Parliament House. The street is lined with shops, cafes, restaurants, and major department stores, making it a popular spot for both locals and tourists. And that was the end of the Sweden Iceberg. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.